The room is quiet now, and the day has loosened its grip. A small lamp glows softly, warming the edges of familiar furniture. Outside, a distant car passes, then fades into the night. Nothing is asking anything of you right now. No message needs answering. No problem needs solving. Just this moment, breathing quietly, exactly as it is. Perhaps your body feels heavy, tired in a deep way. Perhaps your mind is still busy, sorting old conversations. Thoughts may drift like loose papers in a slow wind. That is all very human and very understandable. The mind works hard, long after the body wants rest. Tonight, there is nothing wrong with you at all. I once sat beside a window as evening turned to night. The sky shifted gently, from pale gold to deep blue. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just quietly changing. No color tried to stay longer than it could. No moment argued with the one arriving next. Everything moved on, without stress or resistance. The Buddha noticed this same truth. Long ago, he saw how all things arise, linger briefly, then pass, like breath entering and breath leaving, again and again. He spoke of this not to trouble the heart. He spoke so we might rest more deeply, so we would stop clinging to what cannot stay. Much of our tiredness comes from holding too tightly, holding to the day, the past, the imagined tomorrow, holding even when the hands are already aching. Tonight, you do not need to drop everything at once. You can loosen your grip slowly, with kindness, like opening a fist that has been clenched all day. In the teachings, it is said things change by nature, not as a failure, not as a loss, but as a rhythm, a simple unfolding, like seasons turning on their own. When we allow this truth to rock us gently, the heart softens and the mind grows quieter. Nothing needs to be fixed in this moment. As you listen, let the body sink where it rests. Let the breath find its own easy pace. You are allowed to arrive exactly as you are. This story will move slowly, like a calm walk at dusk. There is nowhere to get to, and nothing to achieve. Just listening, just resting, just letting things be. If you'd like, feel free to share where you're listening from tonight. Story 1. The morning cup left overnight. The cup waited quietly on the wooden table all night long. Moonlight brushed its rim, then slowly slipped away without hurry. Nothing inside the cup asked to remain warm or useful. Earlier, the day had filled it with effort and intention. Hands lifted it again and again, expecting comfort and energy. Now it rested empty, free from purpose, free from demand. Many adults reach night, still holding the day tightly. Tasks cling to the mind like fingerprints on glass. Even in bed, the hands keep grasping invisible handles. You may feel that same tension lingering inside you now, a sense that something unfinished still needs attention. The body longs for rest, yet the mind keeps watch. Long ago, the Buddha noticed this human habit gently. He saw how grasping continues even after usefulness ends. He spoke of release, not as loss, but as relief. In quiet teachings, he compared effort to carrying a load. When the journey pauses, the load can be set down. Strength returns only after weight is released. The cup did not worry about tomorrow's use. It did not rehearse how it would be filled again. Its emptiness was complete, peaceful, and perfectly timed. Imagine allowing yourself that same permission tonight, to be temporarily empty, without explanation or apology. Nothing essential about you disappears when you rest. Breathing becomes softer when nothing is required. The chest no longer guards against imagined demands. The nervous system recognizes safety and begins to settle. Thoughts may still arise. Testing the quiet. You do not need to follow them anywhere. Like steam, they thin when not fed. The Buddha once told weary listeners this simple truth. Release is not an action, but a stopping. Peace arrives when effort gently ends. The cup remains on the table, unchanged and sufficient. It waits without impatience for the morning light. You can wait with it, doing nothing at all. As night deepens, rest becomes natural again. Nothing is missing from this moment. Sleep understands how to arrive on its own. Story 2. The porch light left on. A single porch light glowed against the quiet street. It hummed softly, steady, without trying to brighten everything. Its circle of light felt calm and enough. The houses nearby rested behind darkened windows. No one rushed. No one signaled. No one watched. The light remained, simply present. Many adults feel responsible for lighting every corner, every future worry, every possible mistake. The mind exhausts itself trying to stay alert. At night, this vigilance grows louder and heavier. Thoughts patrol the dark, searching for certainty. Sleep waits patiently beyond that effort. The Buddha spoke often about wise attention. He taught that not everything needs our focus. Peace grows when attention learns to rest. In gentle teachings, effort is compared to tuning a string. Too tight creates strain. Too loose creates dullness. Balance produces harmony and ease. The porch light does not chase passing cars. It does not scan the entire neighborhood. It trusts its small, steady role. You may borrow this wisdom tonight. You do not need to solve everything in darkness. A small circle of awareness is enough. Let your attention rest on breathing now. The slow rise, the gentle fall, nothing more. Everything else can remain outside this light. When worries approach the edge of awareness, you can let them pass without pursuit. They move on when not invited closer. The Buddha once reminded a restless follower kindly, not all thoughts deserve a seat at the table. Choosing rest is also a form of wisdom. The porch light continues through the night, quietly. It knows morning will come without its effort. You can trust this same rhythm now. Remain within this gentle circle of light. Nothing dangerous waits beyond it tonight. Sleep approaches when vigilance softens into trust. Story 3. The shoes set beside the door. A pair of shoes rested neatly beside the door. Dust clung to their sides from long, busy hours. They were finished for now. Feet felt the cool floor beneath them again. Muscles relaxed as pressure slowly disappeared. The body recognized relief immediately. Many adults forget to remove their inner shoes. Roles, expectations, responsibilities follow them everywhere, even into bed. Weight remains. At night, the body asks for release. The mind often refuses. Staying prepared. Sleep requires a different posture. The Buddha noticed the wisdom of transitions. He spoke of entering spaces with awareness, setting things down before moving inward. In old stories, monks removed sandals at thresholds, not as ritual alone, but as understanding. Each place deserves the right presence. Tonight, you are crossing into rest. The doorway has already been reached. You may place today down gently. Imagine removing invisible shoes now. Work, tension, self-judgment loosen quietly. Nothing important is lost by doing this. Your value does not depend on constant readiness. Worth does not disappear when effort pauses. Rest is not failure, but renewal. Breathing deepens as weight leaves the body. The legs soften. The back releases. The nervous system senses safety again. A teaching from long ago whispers softly here. What is carried too long becomes suffering. Setting down restores balance. The shoes remain patiently by the door. They do not worry about tomorrow's path. They trust they will be needed again. For now, bare feet touch stillness. The night welcomes you without expectation. Sleep begins where burdens end. Story 4. The clock without numbers. A clock ticked gently on the far wall. Its face held no numbers, only quiet space. Time passed without being counted. The sound was steady and calm. No urgency followed each second. Nothing demanded awareness of progress. Many adults live surrounded by numbers, ages, deadlines, targets, measurements. Even rest becomes something to achieve. At night, numbers can feel especially heavy. Hours of lost sleep get calculated. Pressure replaces relaxation. The Buddha offered a different relationship with time. He spoke of presence beyond counting. This moment is always enough. In mindful teachings, attention rests on experience itself. Not how long, not how much, just what is happening now. The clock ticked without caring who listened. It did not rush toward morning. It trusted movement without measurement. Imagine releasing numbers from this night. No schedule, no comparison, no expectation. Only sensation and breath remain. The body responds kindly to this freedom. Muscles stop bracing against imagined timelines. The heart slows naturally. Thoughts may still ask what time it is. You do not need to answer them. Silence holds the response. The Buddha once said calmly to students, "Time troubles the mind that grasps it. Freedom lives in awareness alone." The clock continues its gentle rhythm. You do not need to follow it. Rest exists outside of counting. Let night pass without measure. Sleep arrives when effort stops watching. This has always been so. Story 5. The river beside the road. A river moved quietly beside a dark road. Cars passed, unaware of its steady flow. Water followed gravity without hesitation. The river did not stop for memories. It did not pause for regret. Each moment released the one before. Many adults struggle with backward glances. Old decisions replay during quiet hours. The past feels closer than the present. At night, regret grows louder without distraction. The mind revisits crossroads endlessly. Sleep waits beyond these loops. The Buddha spoke gently about non-clinging. Holding creates friction. Release allows movement. Suffering eases when grasping ends. In calm teachings, he compared life to a stream, each moment new, never repeating. Peace flows with acceptance. The river trusted its direction completely. It did not argue with the landscape. It adapted and continued. You can allow this same motion tonight. Let memories drift without pursuit. They lose strength when not followed. Breathing mirrors the river's wisdom. In, then out. Never identical. Always moving forward naturally. Nothing valuable is lost by flowing onward. Experience continues in new forms. The heart lightens when release is allowed. A traveler once asked a monk about regret. The monk replied, "Keep walking where you are. The present path holds enough." The river fades into darkness ahead. Its sound softens into night. You follow gently, without effort. Sleep carries you forward like water. No need to look back now. Rest moves naturally downstream. Story 6. The chair near the window. A wooden chair stood quietly near the window. It had supported many tired bodies before. It asked nothing in return. Sunlight once warmed its surface. Moonlight now rested there instead. The chair remained unchanged. Many adults believe rest must be earned, only after effort, success, or completion. This belief keeps the body alert. At night, worth becomes something to prove. The mind replays accomplishments and failures. Sleep feels undeserved. The Buddha offered a kinder understanding. Worth is not created by effort alone. Being alive is already enough. In household teachings, balance was emphasized gently. Care for duties, yes, but also care inward. Neglect creates quiet suffering. The chair supports without judgment. It does not ask who you are. It holds weight equally. Imagine sitting fully into that support now, letting the body be carried completely. No bracing, no performing. Breath deepens when trust appears. Muscles release their guarding. The mind notices relief. A simple teaching echoes softly here. Rest is part of the path. Even the wise paused often. The chair waits patiently by the window, always ready, never demanding. You are welcome to rest. Allow yourself to be held tonight. Nothing more is required of you. Sleep recognizes this permission. Story 7. The open window at night. A window stood open to the cool air. Curtains moved gently with each breeze. The room felt lighter. Fresh air entered without force or planning. Old warmth drifted quietly outward. Balance returned naturally. Many adults keep inner windows closed, guarding against discomfort or uncertainty. The mind grows stale. Overthinking seals these spaces tightly. Nothing new enters awareness. Rest cannot circulate. The Buddha encouraged openness of mind, not grasping, not rejecting, letting experience move freely. In gentle discourses, he spoke of spacious awareness. Thoughts arise and pass like weather. Clinging creates storms. The open window changed the room effortlessly. No struggle, no control required. Simply allowing exchange. You may open inner windows tonight. Let breath touch busy places gently. Nothing harmful enters through openness. The body responds with quiet relief. The chest expands naturally. The jaw softens. Thoughts move like air through the room. They do not need attention. They come, then go. A soft teaching settles with the breeze. Control tightens. Openness frees. Rest prefers space. The window remains open through the night, trusting morning to arrive. You can trust too. Story 8. The bell that rang once. A bell sounded softly across the valley. One clear tone. Then silence returned. Nothing followed the sound. The bell did not repeat itself. It trusted being heard once. Then it rested completely. Many minds repeat thoughts endlessly. Conversations replay. Mistakes echo. Sound fills every space. At night, repetition becomes exhausting. The mind rings again and again. Sleep waits for quiet. The Buddha taught mindful listening, hearing without clinging, letting silence follow naturally. In meditation halls, bells are used wisely. One ring invites presence. Silence completes the teaching. Imagine thoughts like gentle bell sounds. Clear, brief, complete. No need to replay them. Allow silence after each thought. Do not rush to fill it. Rest lives there, Breathing becomes the quiet after sound. Steady, calm, unforced, holding nothing. A teacher once said kindly, "Do not chase the bell. Listen, then rest." Tonight, let thoughts ring once, then allow silence to return. Sleep arrives in the quiet. Story 9. The letter left unsent. A folded letter rested inside a drawer, written carefully, then placed away. Time softened its urgency. Words once wanted to explain everything. Apologies, reasons, unfinished feelings. None felt complete enough. Many adults carry unsent letters within. Conversations replayed during quiet hours. Closure imagined but delayed. At night, these letters reopen gently, each line rewritten in the mind. Sleep waits beyond the page. The Buddha spoke of wise speech, knowing when words heal or harm. Silence can be compassionate. In calm teachings, timing matters deeply. Truth, spoken at the right moment, or held with care. The letter rested without complaint. It did not demand delivery. Time held it kindly. Imagine placing your own letters down, not destroying them, just resting them. They can wait safely. Your heart does not need resolution now. It needs gentleness and space. Rest prepares understanding. A quiet inner voice may whisper, "It is okay to stop explaining." Peace does not require words. Let the drawer close softly. Night takes care of unfinished sentences. Sleep understands what language cannot. Story 10. The net of quiet lights. The night sky spread wide and calm. Stars appeared slowly, one by one. Each shone without effort. No star competed for brightness. Each reflected countless others. Together, they formed harmony. Life can feel isolating at night. Personal struggles seem separate and heavy. Loneliness grows in silence. The Buddha spoke of deep interconnection. All things influence one another. Nothing exists alone. Ancient stories describe a vast net of light, each point reflecting every other point. Support everywhere. You are not alone in tiredness. Others breathe with you now. Rest connects quietly. Imagine being held within this gentle net, not trapped, but supported fully. Light touching light. Worries ripple outward, softly. Kindness ripples back. Balance restores itself. The stars do not try to sleep. They simply remain present. Rest arrives naturally. A final teaching settles softly inside. You belong to this changing world, and the world holds you tonight. Story 11. The path that needed no signs. A narrow path curved gently behind an old wooden house. Grass leaned inward, remembering many quiet footsteps. No sign pointed forward, yet the way felt familiar. Morning dew rested along the edges of the path. Each step darkened the earth slightly, then passed. Nothing hurried. Nothing resisted moving on. Many adults believe they must always know the direction. Plans, goals, and milestones press heavily on tired minds. Without certainty, anxiety often rises quietly at night. You may feel this restlessness now in your chest, a sense of needing answers before rest feels allowed. The body is ready, but the mind stays alert. The Buddha spoke gently about walking without strain. He taught that wisdom unfolds through patient living. Clarity ripens when force is released. In the Majjhima Nikaya, this truth appears calmly. Understanding grows when conditions are allowed to mature. Pressing for certainty only tightens the heart. The path did not announce where it led. It simply continued. step after step. Feet learned the way without thinking. Your body also knows quiet paths like this. It knows how to soften, how to settle, how to move naturally toward rest. Imagine walking slowly, without checking directions tonight. Feeling the ground support you completely. Letting uncertainty feel gentle instead of threatening. Thoughts may still ask where this leads. You do not need to answer them. They can walk beside you silently. The path accepts wandering attention without complaint. It does not demand confidence or speed, only presence with each step. A teacher once said softly to a student, "When the way feels unclear, slow down. The path reveals itself in patience." Tonight, there is nowhere you must arrive. Only this breath, then the next. Sleep waits along this unmarked path. Story 12. The fire that learned to glow. A small fire rested low within a stone hearth. Its flames no longer reached upward eagerly. Instead, a steady glow filled the room. Earlier, the fire had crackled loudly with effort. Wood shifted. Sparks jumped. Energy demanded attention. Now warmth remained without noise or urgency. Many adults live like constant flames, always producing, always responding, always proving value. Exhaustion arrives quietly after long burning. You may feel this deep tiredness tonight, still glowing inside, yet longing to dim safely. Afraid rest might mean disappearing. The Buddha observed the middle way carefully, neither forcing effort nor collapsing into neglect. Balance sustained the longest journey. In the Anguttara Nikaya, this wisdom appears gently. Right effort knows when to ease. Strain wastes precious energy. The fire did not vanish when it rested. It simply changed its expression. Warmth continued without demand. Your worth does not fade when you rest. You remain present, meaningful, alive, even in stillness. Imagine lowering the flames inside you now, not extinguishing, only easing their reach. Let glow replace blaze. Breathing deepens as effort softens. The chest releases its guarding. The nervous system sighs with relief. An old teaching surfaces quietly here. Even monks rested between long walks. Rest preserved their strength. The fire waits patiently in the hearth, trusting morning to bring new fuel. For now, warmth is enough. A gentle inner voice may say, "You can stop proving yourself tonight." Rest is also wisdom. Story 13. The river that did not turn back. A wide river moved steadily through the dark valley. Water flowed around stones without hesitation or memory. Each moment released the one before. The river did not look backward. No drop tried to return upstream. Movement was natural and complete. Many adults struggle with backward glances. Old decisions replay during quiet hours. Regret circles endlessly at night. You may feel this pull now. Memories rising uninvited in the dark. Sleep waits beyond these currents. The Buddha spoke gently of non-attachment. Holding creates friction. Release allows flow. Suffering eases when grasping ends. In the Sayutta Nikaya, this teaching flows softly. Let go, and the heart lightens. The present opens. The river trusted gravity completely. It did not argue with direction. It adapted and continued. You can allow this same trust tonight. Let thoughts drift without chasing them. They lose strength when not followed. Breathing mirrors the river's wisdom. In, then out. Never identical. Always moving gently forward. Nothing valuable is lost by flowing onward. Experience continues in new forms. Peace grows in motion. A traveler once asked a monk about regret. The monk replied, "Keep walking where you are. The present path is enough." The river fades softly into darkness ahead. Its sound dissolves into night. You follow without effort. Sleep carries you forward like water. No need to look back now. Rest flows naturally downstream. Story 14. The window that stayed open. A window remained open to the night air. Coolness entered softly, without invitation. Curtains moved with gentle rhythm. The room felt lighter with each breath. Old warmth drifted outward quietly. Balance returned on its own. Many adults keep inner windows closed tightly, guarding against discomfort or uncertainty. The mind grows stale over time. At night, overthinking seals these spaces further. Nothing new enters awareness. Rest cannot circulate. The Buddha encouraged openness of mind, not grasping, not rejecting experience, letting life move freely. In the Kalama Sutta, this openness appears gently. Examine calmly. Hold lightly. Trust lived understanding. The open window changed the room effortlessly. No struggle. No control required. Simply allowing exchange. Imagine opening inner windows tonight. Let breath touch busy places kindly. Nothing harmful enters through openness. The body responds with quiet relief. The chest expands naturally. The jaw softens. Thoughts move like air through the room. They come and go freely. No need to follow them. A soft teaching settles with the breeze. Control tightens. Openness frees. Rest prefers space. The window stays open through the night, trusting morning to arrive naturally. You can trust too. Story 15. The shoes left by the door. A pair of worn shoes rested beside the door. Dust clung to them from long hours outside. They were finished for today. Bare feet touched the cool floor again. Muscles softened as pressure released. The body recognized relief immediately. Many adults forget to remove inner shoes. Work rolls follow them everywhere, even into bed. Weight remains. At night, the body asks for release. The mind stays prepared and alert. Sleep requires a different posture. The Buddha noticed the wisdom of transitions. He spoke of setting things down mindfully. Each space deserves the right presence. In old stories, monks removed sandals at thresholds. Not ritual alone, but understanding. Rest begins with laying burdens down. Imagine removing today gently, now. Responsibilities, judgments, expectations loosen. Nothing important is lost. Your worth does not depend on constant readiness. Value remains when effort pauses. Rest is not failure. Breathing deepens as weight leaves the body. Legs soften. Shoulders drop. The nervous system feels safe. A quiet teaching whispers here. What is carried too long becomes suffering. Setting down restores balance. The shoes wait patiently by the door. They do not worry about tomorrow's path. They trust they will be needed again. For now, rest barefoot in stillness. Night welcomes you without demand. Sleep begins where burdens end. Story 16. The bell that spoke once. A bell rang softly across the quiet hills. One clear tone. Then silence returned. Nothing followed the sound. The bell did not repeat itself. It trusted being heard once. Then it rested completely. Many minds repeat thoughts endlessly. Conversations replay. Mistakes echo. Sound fills every quiet space. At night, repetition becomes exhausting. The mind rings again and again. Sleep waits for silence. The Buddha taught mindful listening, hearing without clinging to sound, letting quiet return naturally. In meditation halls, bells are used wisely. One ring invites presence. Silence completes the teaching. Imagine thoughts like gentle bell sounds. Clear, brief, complete. No need to replay them. Allow silence after each thought. Do not rush to fill it. Rest lives there. Breathing becomes the quiet after sound. Steady, calm, unforced, holding nothing. A teacher once said kindly, "Do not chase the bell. Listen, then rest." Tonight, let thoughts ring once, then allow silence to return. Sleep arrives in the quiet. Story 17. The Paper Boat on Water. A small paper boat floated briefly on a stream. It carried nothing, just movement. Its edges softened quickly. Water darkened the paper slowly. The boat changed shape. Then it disappeared completely. Nothing was lost in this dissolving. Paper returned to water. Movement continued without pause. Many adults fear plans dissolving. Identities feel fragile at night. Change seems threatening. The Buddha saw impermanence clearly. Forms arise, linger, then pass. Suffering ends with acceptance. In the Dhammapada, this truth rests calmly. All conditioned things change. Peace comes from knowing. Imagine worries like paper boats tonight, floating briefly on awareness, returning gently to space. You do not need to rescue them. They complete themselves naturally. Rest remains untouched. The stream flows onward quietly. So do you. Sleep welcomes this release. Story 18. The lamp turned low. A small lamp glowed softly in the room. Turned low, but not off. Enough light remained. Shadows softened around familiar shapes. Edges blurred kindly. The room felt calm. Many adults live at full brightness, always alert, always responding. Night asks something different. The Buddha understood gradual easing, not abrupt stopping. Gentle transitions support rest. In the Maha Satipatthana teachings, awareness softens. Attention widens naturally. Effort relaxes. Imagine dimming inner lights slowly now. Thoughts soften their sharp edges. Breath deepens. You remain present and safe, just less tense, more kind. The lamp glows patiently beside you, trusting darkness to help. Sleep arrives easily. Story 19. The hand that opened. A hand slowly unclenched in the dark. Fingers relaxed one by one. Warmth returned gently. Nothing was being held anymore, yet nothing important was lost. Relief followed naturally. Many adults hold tightly inside. Control, expectations, hidden fear. Hands ache invisibly. The Buddha taught, release compassionately. Letting go brings freedom. Holding creates pain. In many teachings, this repeats softly. Release brings ease. Ease brings clarity. Imagine opening inner hands now. No grabbing. No pushing. Just allowing. Breath moves freely again. Chest softens. The body responds. A quiet voice whispers kindly. You can rest now. Nothing needs holding. Sleep enters open hands easily. Story 20. The night that held everything. Night wrapped the world gently and evenly. Houses, streets, worries alike, all held together. Nothing was singled out. Everything rested within darkness. This was night's gift. The Buddha spoke of universal kindness. a mind embracing all beings, nothing excluded. In the Karaniya metta teaching, this appears softly. May all beings rest. May all find ease. You are included in this wish, without effort or condition, simply by being here. The night does not judge your day. It receives you completely, just as you are. A final gentle teaching settles within. Rest is your natural state. Sleep remembers the way. Story 21. The quiet cup at day's end. The house settles softly as evening breathes through familiar rooms. A single cup waits, warm, resting between your palms without hurry. Steam rises slowly, curling like thoughts, learning to loosen their shape. The day has spoken enough, and now it bows to silence. You remember hours filled with numbers, screens, expectations, and careful control. Each task asked something. Each moment wanted more attention. Even now, the mind rehearses unfinished pieces, seeking a perfect ending. The shoulders carry that weight, even while sitting still. Long ago, a monk watched tea cool beside a mountain path. He noticed nothing stayed hot. Not effort, not worry, not pride. In the teachings, change is not an enemy to defeat. It is the way breath teaches us gentleness without words. As the cup cools, it does not resist the air. It releases heat naturally. Trusting the larger rhythm, you can rest like this cup tonight, without forcing calm. Let warmth leave gradually, without judgment or correction. The Buddha spoke of seeing clearly what comes and goes, not to analyze, but to stop arguing with nature. Your tired thoughts are visitors, not permanent residents. They arrive. Sit briefly, then stand to leave. Notice how the body responds when nothing is chased. Breathing becomes rounder, deeper, more forgiving. The room grows heavier with quiet, safe and unchanging. Nothing important is missing from this moment. Even unfinished plans soften when held by patience. Tomorrow does not need rehearsal to arrive. The cup empties itself of heat, then simply rests. So can you, without apology, without effort. In this letting go, a gentle voice seems to whisper, everything changes. And that is why rest is possible. Story 22. Footsteps along the evening sidewalk. Streetlights blink awake as the sky deepens toward indigo blue. Your footsteps follow the sidewalk, steady, unremarkable, and unjudged. The day clings faintly, like dust on well-worn shoes. Work conversations echo, then fade between passing trees. You carried responsibility carefully, afraid something might fall. Now, even walking feels like permission to loosen. A neighbor waters plants, nodding without words or expectations. Life continues quietly, without commentary or comparison. A monk once walked villages after teaching all afternoon. He felt stones beneath feet, not success or failure. In the Nikayas, walking is spoken of as knowing movement. Each step arrives, then leaves, needing no improvement. Your mind likes to hurry ahead, planning rest imperfectly, but the body already understands how to move home. Notice the rhythm of steps, simple and forgiving. No step stays. No step is wasted. Thoughts pass like passing cars, noticed but not followed. You remain on the sidewalk, breathing with the pace. The Buddha advised gently redirecting restless thinking, not with force, but with patient returning. returning to feet touching ground, to air brushing skin, returning without criticism. Again and again, as blocks pass, the mind grows less crowded. Worry loosens its grip. Surprised by kindness, home appears without effort. Just another moment arriving. You did not need to rush for it. Inside, shoes rest by the door. Finally released, the body thanks you with a deeper breath. In walking without striving, a teaching unfolds softly. Peace follows those who stop chasing each step. Story 23. The lamp beside the bed. A small lamp glows, steady, refusing to compete with darkness. Its light touches familiar shapes. Nothing sharp, nothing urgent. The bed waits patiently, holding years of tired evenings. Tonight is another. Not special, not wrong. Your mind reviews conversations, searching for cleaner endings. The heart carries regret gently, like folded letters. A teacher once told of lighting a lamp at dusk. He said darkness never argued with light. In the Dhammapada, clarity comes from steady awareness, not from fighting shadows, but seeing them honestly. The lamp does not chase darkness from corners. It simply shines, allowing shapes to soften. You can be this lamp tonight, quiet and present. No need to fix the day before sleeping. Thoughts may appear, like moths circling warmth. They tire eventually, resting somewhere unseen. Breathing slows when nothing demands improvement. The body recognizes safety through consistency. The Buddha spoke of mindfulness as gentle remembering, remembering to return. Again, without scolding, return to the glow, to breath rising and falling, return to being here. Enough as you are. The lamp hums faintly, content with its small duty. It does not measure success by brightness. As eyelids grow heavy, light remains trustworthy. It will stay, even when sleep arrives. In this steady presence, a soft truth settles. Peace grows where attention rests without struggle. Story 24. Rain on the late train. Rain traces slow lines across the train window glass. City lights blur gently, losing their sharp demands. The train moves steadily, carrying tired lives homeward. No one rushes now, held by shared direction. Your reflection appears faintly, softer than expected. The face looks older, kinder, less tense. A story tells of monks traveling during monsoon rains. They listened to water, learning patience from falling drops. In the Sutta Nikaya, conditions arise and pass together. Nothing stands alone. Not effort, not fatigue. The rain does not hurry the train forward. It accompanies the journey without control. Your worries sit beside you, dampened by rhythm. They seem less convincing under steady motion. Breath matches the train's sway. Side to side, the body remembers how to be carried. The Buddha taught that suffering tightens around resistance. Ease appears when we ride what is already moving. Stations pass, names unimportant, moments dissolving naturally. You do not cling to any platform. Home approaches quietly, without announcement or praise. You did not force this arrival. The rain continues, unconcerned with destinations. It falls, then disappears into ground. As the train slows, a calm insight settles. Let life carry you sometimes, without gripping the rails. Story 25. The morning that will come later. Night holds the world gently, promising nothing immediate. Morning waits patiently, unconcerned with your readiness. You lie still, noticing the ceiling's familiar shadows. They have appeared every night, then vanished by dawn. The mind worries about tomorrow's unfinished expectations. It tries to solve a day not yet born. A teaching speaks of arrows we shoot ourselves. Imagined futures pierce more sharply than real moments. In the Majjhima Nikaya, attention returns to what is. This breath, this rest, this quiet now. Tomorrow will arrive. Even without rehearsal, it always has. Without your supervision, notice how the body softens when believing this. Muscles release plans they were holding. Breathing deepens, trusting the natural order. Sleep approaches like a familiar friend. The Buddha spoke of freedom found in acceptance, not passive, but deeply courageous. Courage to rest while the world continues turning. Courage to trust change without control. Thoughts slow, losing their sharp edges. They melt into darkness, harmless and temporary. The night holds you without asking questions. You belong here, exactly now. As sleep opens gently, a quiet understanding remains. Everything changes, and you are safe within that truth. Story 26. The chair by the open window. The chair waits quietly beside the open window tonight. Cool air drifts in, carrying distant sounds of evening life. You sit slowly, feeling the body meet familiar support. The day finally releases you into this simple posture. Work demanded focus, patience, and careful restraint. Now the muscles remember how to soften again. Outside, leaves move without asking permission. They respond naturally to passing air and fading light. An old teaching speaks of watching the body sit, not correcting, not improving, simply knowing, sitting, in awareness. Effort loosens its tight grip. The body feels trusted, not managed. Thoughts wander in, wearing the day's unfinished clothes. You greet them kindly, offering no chair to stay. They pass through like neighbors returning home. Nothing needs to be concluded tonight. The Buddha reminded his students to rest in knowing. Knowing breath arrives. Knowing breath departs. Nothing extra is required for this understanding. It grows naturally when struggle quiets. The chair holds you without conditions or judgment. You are allowed to be heavy here. Outside, a light turns off across the street. Night deepens, confident in its arrival. You sense how the body settles when trusted. Stillness feels less like effort, more like permission. In this resting, a gentle insight appears. Peace comes when you stop holding yourself up. Story 27. The Unfinished Notebook. A notebook lies closed on the desk nearby. Its pages hold plans, crossed lines, and hopeful beginnings. You meant to finish more today than you did. That weight lingers quietly behind the eyes. The lamp casts a soft circle over the desk. Nothing inside that circle asks to be completed. A story from long ago speaks of setting tools down. Even monks rested their bowls after the meal. In the teachings, effort and rest walk together. Neither is meant to rule the other. The notebook does not judge its empty pages. It waits patiently. Unconcerned with timing, you breathe out, feeling the chest ease slightly. The body understands pauses better than the mind. Thoughts try to reopen unfinished lines. You gently close them again. Like the notebook, the Buddha spoke of knowing when enough is enough. Wisdom includes stopping without guilt. The desk grows quieter as attention withdraws. Tomorrow does not rush toward you. Your hands rest, finally free of holding. The shoulders sink closer to the spine. Sleep approaches when striving steps aside. It recognizes humility and kindness. The notebook remains, safe and untouched. Nothing important is lost by resting. In letting pages wait, a truth settles softly. You are more than what remains unfinished. Story 28. The slow elevator down. The elevator hums gently as it moves downward. Lights reflect softly against polished metal walls. You lean back, allowing the motion to carry you. There is nowhere else to be right now. The day climbed high with demands and decisions. Descending feels like a necessary kindness. A teaching recalls watching movement without interference. Rising, known as rising. Falling, known as falling. In the body, descent invites release. The jaw loosens. The breath deepens. Thoughts slow with the steady drop. Control seems unnecessary inside this small space. The Buddha spoke of letting conditions unfold naturally, not resisting what already moves. The elevator does not fear the bottom. It trusts the design that holds it. You can trust this moment too. Nothing requires your steering tonight. Floors pass unnoticed. Numbers, unimportant. Arrival happens without effort. The doors open to a quiet lobby. You step out lighter than expected. The body thanks you with calm awareness. Movement has returned you to stillness. In allowing descent, understanding whispers gently. Ease follows those who stop pushing upward. Story 29. The bowl of water. A simple bowl of water rests on the table. Its surface reflects light, then lets it go. You pause, noticing the quiet clarity. Nothing stirs the water without invitation. The day stirred you many times. Emotions rippled, then slowly faded. An old image speaks of the mind as water, clear when undisturbed, cloudy when grasped. The Buddha taught patience with inner waves. Let them settle by themselves. You watch the bowl without trying to change it. Stillness returns naturally. Breathing mirrors this calm reflection. The body follows what the eyes learn. Thoughts grow transparent, losing sharp edges. They drift, then disappear beneath awareness. The bowl asks nothing, teaches quietly. Presence restores clarity without force. You feel the chest soften, the brow smooth. Rest arrives gently, unannounced. Night deepens around the quiet room. Nothing presses for attention now. In seeing clearly, a simple truth remains. Stillness appears when we stop stirring. Story 30. The last light before sleep. One last light remains on in the house. It glows softly, preparing to rest. You move slowly, honoring the body's signals. There is no rush left tonight. The day has folded itself into memory. What mattered has already happened. A teaching reminds us to lay burdens down. Night is not meant for carrying. The Buddha spoke of kindness toward oneself. Rest is an act of wisdom. You switch the light off gently. Darkness receives the room without complaint. The bed supports you without expectation. Breath deepens, steady and kind. Thoughts fade like distant stars at dawn. Nothing needs your attention now. The body recognizes this familiar ending. Sleep approaches with quiet confidence. In this surrender, a final teaching whispers. When you stop holding the day, peace holds you instead. Story 31. The porch after everyone leaves. The porch remains after voices fade into distance. Wood still holds warmth from the long afternoon sun. You sit quietly, noticing how silence arrives on time. No announcement, no apology, just gentle presence. Today involved many roles, spoken carefully and politely. Now there is no one left to impress. A teacher once rested after guiding others all day. He watched shadows lengthen, unconcerned with outcomes. In old teachings, solitude is not loneliness. It is space returning to itself. Your body loosens as expectations dissolve. The breath becomes wider, less guarded. Memories of effort float through, then drift away. They are allowed to leave unfinished. The porch does not replay conversations. It simply supports weight without commentary. The Buddha spoke of contentment found in simplicity. Enough is recognized when striving pauses. Crickets begin their steady evening rhythm. They do not question their role. You feel held by ordinary sounds and stillness. Nothing else is required from you. Night deepens, wrapping the porch gently. The body prepares for rest naturally. In this quiet belonging, a truth settles kindly. Peace grows when you stop performing for the world. Story 32. The drawer of old letters. A drawer opens slowly, revealing papers from another time. Ink has faded, but feelings once felt remain gentle. You did your best then, with what you knew. That version of you deserves kindness now. The letters rest quietly, not asking to be reread. They have waited patiently for many years. A story tells of monks releasing past actions. They learned not to carry old footprints forward. In the teachings, intention matters more than perfection. Growth unfolds through understanding, not punishment. You close the drawer softly, without regret. The past settles back into its place. Breath moves easier when blame loosens. The chest feels lighter, more forgiving. Tonight is not meant for self-judgment. It is meant for rest and renewal. The Buddha spoke of compassion beginning inward. Gentleness toward yourself ripples outward naturally. The room feels calmer with the drawer closed. You have honored what was, without clinging. Sleep senses this release and draws nearer. The body welcomes the quiet, in letting the past rest. Wisdom whispers softly. You are allowed to move forward, unburdened. Story 33. The empty parking lot. The parking lot stretches wide and nearly empty. Lights hum softly, reflecting on quiet pavement. Your car rests, finally still after long movement. Hands loosen their grip on the steering wheel. Today required constant attention and careful decisions. Now there is nothing left to navigate. An old teaching speaks of stopping after long travel. Even wandering minds need a place to pause. In awareness, stopping is part of the path. Stillness completes what movement begins. You sit for a moment longer, breathing deeply. The body unwinds from vigilance. Thoughts lose urgency without traffic around them. Silence smooths their sharp edges. The Buddha taught balance between effort and ease. Too much striving exhausts the heart. The lot does not judge how late you stayed. It simply offers space to arrive. You step out slowly, feeling solid ground. The night air welcomes you calmly. Movement toward home feels unforced now. Sleep has already begun its work. In allowing yourself to stop, understanding settles gently. Rest is not weakness, but wisdom returning home. Story 34. The clock without sound. The clock on the wall keeps time silently. Its hands move, unnoticed, without demanding attention. You glance once, then look away easily. Time no longer feels like an enemy. The day measured everything in minutes and deadlines. Night releases you from that counting. A teaching reminds us time passes regardless of worry. Awareness softens when control loosens. The Buddha spoke of living fully within moments, not clinging to past or future. Breathing becomes deeper when nothing is timed. The body trusts this slower rhythm. Thoughts drift without schedule or pressure. They fade naturally, unobserved. The silent clock continues faithfully. It does not rush the night forward. You feel safe stepping outside measurement. Rest expands in this freedom. Sleep approaches gently, unconcerned with hours. The body understands when to let go. In releasing time's grip, a calm teaching remains. Peace lives where nothing is being counted. Story 35. The final breath before dreams. The room settles completely, holding steady darkness. Your body lies supported. No adjustments needed. Breath enters softly, then leaves without effort. This simple motion has never failed you. Today asked for many explanations and choices. Now there is nothing to decide. An ancient teaching speaks of trusting the breath. Life continues without instruction. The Buddha taught awareness of breathing as refuge, a home that travels nowhere. Each breath smooths the nervous system gently. The body recognizes safety again. Thoughts thin out, like clouds at dusk. Dreams wait patiently behind the veil. You feel yourself drifting, still aware, yet lighter. Nothing pulls you back. The night receives you fully now. Rest deepens with quiet certainty. In this surrender, a final wisdom rests beside you. Let go completely. The breath knows the way. Story 36. The hallway light left on. A small hallway light remains on, soft and reassuring. It spills warmth across the floor without trying to impress. You pause there briefly, noticing how safety feels ordinary. Nothing dramatic, just enough light to move gently. Today required alertness, judgment, and constant correction. Now the body prefers guidance, not control. A monk once kept a lamp burning through the night, not from fear, but from kindness toward travelers. In the teachings, compassion is often very practical. It meets needs without demanding gratitude. The hallway light does not argue with darkness. It simply offers clarity where it can. Your breath follows this example. Steady and sufficient. No need to force calm into existence. Thoughts appear dimmer in this gentle glow. They lose their sharp outlines and urgency. The Buddha spoke of the middle way, neither straining nor collapsing into neglect. You walk slowly toward rest, guided enough. The body knows how to arrive. The light remains behind you, still doing its work. You do not need to manage it. Sleep welcomes you with the same simplicity. Nothing more is required. In this quiet guidance, a truth settles peacefully. Enough light is already enough for rest. Story 37. The cup returned to the shelf. The cup is rinsed clean and placed back carefully. It rests among others, equal and unremarkable. You notice how tasks end without ceremony. Completion does not need applause. The day involved many responsibilities and visible effort. Now usefulness takes a quieter form. A teaching recalls monks washing bowls after meals. Nothing sacred was hurried or delayed. In mindful action, even endings feel complete. There is dignity in finishing simply. The cup does not cling to being held. It accepts rest on the shelf. Your hands mirror this release. Finally empty. The shoulders drop slightly. Thoughts about productivity soften and drift. Worth is no longer measured. The Buddha spoke of freedom from becoming, not needing to prove or improve. The kitchen grows still. Lights dimmed gently. Night takes over without resistance. Sleep senses the absence of striving. It enters easily where space is made, in returning things to their place. Wisdom whispers softly, "You are allowed to rest after being useful." Story 38. The long road after sunset. The road stretches quietly under fading orange sky. Traffic thins, and motion becomes smoother. Your hands guide the wheel without tension now. The body remembers familiar distance. Earlier, every mile felt measured and urgent. Now the journey feels held by routine. A story speaks of traveling monks at dusk. They trusted the road they already knew. In the teachings, faith often means familiarity, confidence born from repeated understanding. Streetlights appear one by one, unhurried. No single light tries to lead alone. Your breathing sinks with steady speed. The mind stops racing ahead. The Buddha taught that peace follows consistency. Gentle repetition calms restless thought. You notice how the road carries you home. Effort decreases as trust grows. The horizon darkens fully. Safe and wide, nothing threatens this movement. Arrival no longer feels far away. Sleep waits patiently at the end. In trusting the road, a calm lesson unfolds. You do not need to rush familiar paths. Story 39. The blanket folded twice. The blanket is folded carefully, then unfolded again. Its weight settles evenly across your body. Warmth spreads without urgency or demand. The body sighs, almost unnoticed. Today required emotional armor and alert listening. Now there is permission to be unguarded. A teaching describes monks wrapping robes at night. They learned warmth supports awareness. In the body, comfort invites letting go. Safety encourages honesty. Your breath deepens under the familiar weight. Muscles soften without instruction. Thoughts wander briefly, then grow quieter. The mind responds to care. The Buddha spoke of kindness as a foundation, even toward one's own tired form. The blanket does not ask anything back. It simply covers and stays. You feel yourself sinking gently downward. Rest becomes unavoidable. Sleep arrives through comfort, not force. The night holds you securely. In receiving warmth, a teaching settles gently. Care allows release more than effort ever could. Story 40. The quiet agreement with night. The room and night reach a quiet agreement. Nothing more will be demanded now. You lie still, noticing the calm negotiation. The body has been heard. Earlier, the mind argued with rest repeatedly. Now even resistance feels tired. An old teaching speaks of making peace with conditions. Acceptance softens what effort hardens. The Buddha taught release through understanding, seeing clearly, then letting be. Breathing becomes slow and trustworthy. Each breath confirms safety. Thoughts thin out, no longer persuasive. They dissolve before forming sentences. The night does not rush you into sleep. It waits kindly beside you. You feel yourself drifting, without fear. Control loosens its final grip. In this gentle agreement, wisdom speaks quietly. When you stop resisting night, rest welcomes you home. Story 41. The sink full of warm water. The sink fills slowly with warm, steady water. Steam rises gently, softening the edges of the kitchen. You place your hands inside, feeling heat soothe tired skin. The day's residue loosens without resistance. So much today required holding things together carefully. Now things are allowed to come apart naturally. An old story tells of monks washing bowls at dusk. They treated simple cleaning as quiet meditation. In the teachings, mindfulness lives inside ordinary actions. Nothing special is required to return home. The water does not judge what it cleans. It touches everything with the same warmth. Your breath follows this steady rhythm, slow and even. The shoulders drop, surprised by relief. Thoughts about mistakes float up briefly, then dissolve. They are rinsed, not examined. The Buddha spoke of purification through understanding, seeing clearly, then releasing gently. You drain the sink, watching water disappear. Nothing is lost. It simply moves on. The hands feel lighter, freer than before. The body recognizes completion. Night settles closer as tasks conclude softly. Sleep notices the readiness. In letting water carry things away, a teaching remains. Release does not require force, only willingness. Story 42. The shoes by the door. The shoes rest quietly by the door. Side by side. They have carried you far enough for today. You step away barefoot, feeling cool ground. The body appreciates the change immediately. All day you stood ready, prepared to move quickly. Now stillness feels like earned permission. A teaching recalls monks removing sandals before entering halls, not as rule, but as respect. In the body, removing weight invites humility. You arrive more fully without armor. The shoes ask nothing while they wait. They know their work will return tomorrow. Your feet relax, toes spreading naturally. Balance improves when pressure leaves. The Buddha spoke of setting burdens down wisely, knowing when effort has served its purpose. The room feels softer without hurry tracking through it. Sound lowers its voice. You move toward rest more slowly now. Sleep senses the unguarded pace. Nothing needs chasing beyond this doorway. Home has already been reached. In leaving shoes behind, a truth settles calmly. Rest begins when you stop standing ready. Story 43. The fan turning slowly. The fan turns slowly, pushing air in quiet circles. It hums without insistence or urgency. You notice how movement can also be calming. Nothing spins faster than necessary. Today your thoughts raced ahead repeatedly. Now they match the fan's patient rhythm. A teaching speaks of calming the mind through repetition. Gentle, steady, without interruption. The Buddha described attention returning again and again, like a thread woven patiently. Each turn of the fan feels familiar. Predictability becomes comforting. Your breathing syncs naturally with the sound. The chest rises and falls evenly. Thoughts appear between turns, then fade. They are carried away quietly. The fan does not ask if you approve. It simply continues its work. The room cools slightly. Just enough. Comfort finds balance. Sleep edges closer. Encouraged by consistency, nothing disrupts its approach. In trusting steady movement, wisdom whispers gently. Calm grows where rhythm replaces urgency. Story 44. The message left unsent. A message remains unsent, resting quietly on the screen. It can wait without harm. You lower the phone, placing it face down. The room regains its silence. All day required careful words and explanations. Now silence feels like honesty. A story tells of the Buddha choosing silence wisely. Not every thought needs release. In the teachings, restraint is a form of peace. Holding gently, not suppressing. Your mind replays what might have been said, then slowly loses interest. The body feels safer without digital reach. Breath deepens, uninterrupted. The message remains where it is. No urgency pushes from it. The Buddha spoke of speech that brings benefit. Sometimes Benefit is waiting. Night surrounds you with patient, quiet. Nothing insists on response. Sleep approaches when explanations are unnecessary. The heart rests in simplicity, in leaving words unsent. A lesson remains softly. Peace grows when silence is trusted. Story 45. The window left slightly open. The window stays slightly open, welcoming cool night air. A breeze passes through without invitation. You hear distant sounds soften into background hum. Nothing close enough to demand attention. The day kept everything sealed and controlled. Now openness feels safe again. A teaching speaks of letting the senses breathe, not clinging, not closing off. The Buddha taught awareness like an open field, receiving without grasping. Air touches your face lightly, then moves on. It does not linger or demand. Your thoughts follow this gentle pattern, arriving, then leaving peacefully. Breathing feels deeper with fresh air. The body welcomes change. The window frame holds steady while allowing flow. Stability and openness coexist. Sleep draws nearer through this balance. Nothing feels threatened. Night settles comfortably around you. The world feels wide, yet kind, in allowing the window to remain open. Wisdom whispers. Rest comes when you trust life to move freely. Story 46. The table cleared for morning. The table stands clear now, smooth and uncomplicated. No plates remain, no crumbs, no evidence of effort. You pause, noticing how emptiness can feel complete. Nothing important has been erased. The day once crowded this space with needs. Now it rests, open and ready. A teaching tells of monks clearing halls at night. They prepared space without knowing tomorrow's use. In the teachings, letting go makes room for wisdom, not forcing what comes next. Your breath mirrors the open surface, wide, calm, without obstruction. Thoughts slow when there is nothing to arrange. The mind enjoys clean space too. The Buddha spoke of simplicity as nourishment, a quiet support for clarity. You leave the table as it is, trusting morning will arrive on its own. The room feels lighter with nothing waiting. Sleep senses the readiness. The body releases one more layer of tension. Rest deepens naturally. In clearing space without expectation, a truth settles softly. Peace grows where nothing is being held. Story 47. The staircase after lights out. The staircase rests in darkness. Steps, familiar and patient. You know each one without looking. Your feet move slowly, guided by memory. There is no rush downward. Today demanded constant visual focus. Now the body trusts what it knows. A teaching recalls monks walking halls at night. They learned confidence through presence. In the body, trust replaces vigilance. Muscles soften as fear fades. Each step supports you quietly. Nothing shifts beneath your weight. Breath steadies with every descent. The mind releases alertness. The Buddha spoke of faith built from experience, knowing without needing proof. You reach the bottom gently. Arrival feels unremarkable, yet complete. The darkness feels friendly now. Sleep moves closer. The body appreciates familiar paths. Rest follows trust. In walking without light, a lesson whispers calmly. You can rely on what you already know. Story 48. The quiet refrigerator. Hum. A low hum fills the kitchen gently. The refrigerator works without being noticed. It keeps things safe while you sleep. No supervision required. All day you managed systems and expectations. Now something else takes over quietly. A teaching speaks of interdependence. Life continues through shared effort. The Buddha taught that nothing exists alone. Support appears in unseen ways. The hum remains steady and reliable. Predictability brings comfort. Your breath finds the same rhythm. Slow, even, dependable. Thoughts release responsibility piece by piece. You are not needed everywhere. The kitchen grows darker, but feels secure. Care continues unseen. Sleep approaches when control is shared. The body relaxes fully. Nothing interrupts the gentle hum. It carries the night forward, entrusting unseen support. Wisdom settles softly. Rest comes when you allow others to carry things. Story 49. The calendar turned face down. The calendar lies face down on the desk. Dates disappear from view. Tomorrow waits without being stared at. It does not mind the pause. Today demanded planning and anticipation. Night releases you from counting. A teaching speaks of resting between intentions. Space where becoming stops. The Buddha taught freedom from fixation. Holding plans lightly. Your shoulders ease as numbers vanish. The body understands relief. Thoughts lose their grip on sequence. Time softens. The room feels timeless and forgiving. Nothing presses forward. Sleep enters easily when future fades. The mind loosens. The calendar remains where it is. No harm done. Darkness settles with calm assurance. Rest deepens. In turning time away for the night, a truth remains. Peace lives beyond schedules and plans. Story 50. The last sound of the day. A distant sound fades into silence. The world seems to exhale. You notice how quiet arrives gently. Not sudden. Not forced. Today was filled with layered noise. Now only breath remains. A teaching speaks of listening deeply. Silence teaching without words. The Buddha taught that stillness reveals truth. Not through effort, but presence. Your breathing becomes the only sound. Even that grows softer. Thoughts retreat without resistance. Nothing calls them back. The body settles completely into rest. No edges remain. Night holds everything securely. You are not separate from it. Sleep arrives like a natural conclusion. Nothing interrupts. In this final quiet, wisdom rests beside you. When sound ends, peace begins. Story 51. The keys resting in the bowl. The keys settle into their small bowl by the door. Metal meets ceramic with a familiar, gentle sound. You pause, noticing how arrivals end quietly. Nothing announces completion. All day, you open doors, physical and invisible. Now, access is no longer required. A teaching recalls monks setting down their staffs at dusk. Travel ended. Presence returned. In the teachings, stopping is part of the path. Arrival includes release. The keys do not wonder where they will go next. They rest completely in this moment. Your hands feel lighter after letting them go. The wrists soften without weight. Thoughts about responsibilities flicker briefly, then dim. They have nowhere to unlock right now. The Buddha spoke of contentment with little doing. Peace grows when effort pauses. The hallway feels calmer with nothing jangling. Sound gives way to stillness. Sleep senses the signal clearly. The journey is finished for today. In placing the keys down, a quiet truth settles. You do not need to open anything else tonight. Story 52. The bathroom mirror at night. The mirror reflects a softer version of you. Lights are dimmer, expectations lower. You barely recognize the face shaped by the day. Lines appear kinder under evening light. Today asked you to present strength and certainty. Night asks only honesty. A story tells of monks washing faces before rest. They met themselves without judgment. In the teachings, seeing clearly includes seeing gently. Harshness clouds understanding. You look briefly, then turn away easily. Nothing needs fixing. The mirror holds the image without comment. It does not keep score. Your breath slows as attention leaves reflection. The body thanks you. The Buddha taught compassion beginning with oneself. Not earned, simply practiced. The bathroom grows quiet as lights dim further. Another role released. Sleep approaches when self-critique steps aside. The heart feels safer. In meeting your reflection kindly, wisdom whispers softly. You are allowed to rest exactly as you are. Story 53. The pillow, adjusted once. You adjust the pillow carefully. Then stop. One movement is enough. The fabric holds your head gently. Support arrives without perfection. All day you adjusted plans and expectations. Now small comfort is sufficient. A teaching recalls monks arranging simple bedding. Nothing elaborate. Nothing lacking. In the body, ease comes from acceptance, not endless correction. Your neck relaxes as stillness settles. The breath lengthens naturally. Thoughts suggest another adjustment, then fade. They lose their argument. The Buddha spoke of moderation in all things. Knowing when to stop improves peace. The room feels balanced. Neither too much nor too little. Comfort finds its place. Sleep drifts closer with quiet certainty. The body stops scanning for improvement. Nothing else needs shifting tonight. Rest is already present. In stopping after one adjustment, a calm lesson remains. Enough is often closer than we think. Story 54. The curtains drawn gently. The curtains slide closed with a soft whisper. Outside light fades without protest. You create a boundary without force. Night responds kindly. Today exposed you to many demands and opinions. Now privacy feels nourishing. A teaching speaks of guarding the senses wisely, not shutting out life, but resting from it. The Buddha taught balance between openness and protection. Both serve peace. The room grows dimmer, more intimate. Sound lowers its volume. Your eyes feel relieved by softer shapes. The nervous system settles. Thoughts slow as stimulation decreases. The mind appreciates simplicity. Sleep approaches behind the drawn curtains. Darkness feels supportive. Nothing presses in from outside now. You are safely inside the night. The body releases its final alertness. Rest deepens. In closing the curtains gently, wisdom settles calmly. Peace grows when you choose when to receive. Story 55. The breath before turning over. You take one deeper breath before turning over. Movement is slow and intentional. The mattress supports each shift patiently. Nothing rushes you. Today involved constant repositioning emotionally. Now the body finds its place. A teaching recalls monks mindful of every movement, even turning held awareness. In the teachings, presence includes the smallest actions. Nothing is too ordinary. You turn carefully, then grow still again. The body settles fully. Breath resumes its natural rhythm, unforced and steady. Thoughts dissolve between exhalations. Space opens quietly. The Buddha spoke of peace found in awareness, not adding anything extra. The night accepts you in this position. Comfort spreads evenly. Sleep arrives without resistance. The mind lets go. In this simple turning, a final truth rests gently. When movement ends in awareness, rest follows naturally. Story 56. The lamp turned down low. The lamp is turned down low, barely touching the room. Light softens into something almost unnecessary. You notice how gentleness feels safer than brightness. Nothing needs to be clearly seen now. All day required sharp focus and clear answers. Night prefers suggestion over definition. A teaching tells of monks meditating at twilight. They welcomed uncertainty as a friend. In the teachings, wisdom grows in softened light. Harsh clarity is not always kind. Your eyes relax as shadows blur familiar shapes. The body sighs quietly. Thoughts lose their sharp outlines too. They become impressions, then dissolve. The Buddha spoke of letting perception calm itself, seeing without grasping. The room holds you without demand. Nothing needs to be examined. Sleep approaches through this dim permission. Awareness grows lighter. The lamp continues softly. Then matters less. Darkness takes over naturally. In lowering the light, a truth settles gently. Peace deepens when clarity rests. Story 57. The phone charging overnight. The phone rests quietly, connected to its charger. Its screen remains dark and unimportant. You place it face down, ending its watch. The room feels relieved. All day, you responded quickly, repeatedly. Now nothing requires reply. A teaching speaks of rest as renewal. Energy returns when effort pauses. The Buddha taught balance between engagement and withdrawal. Both serve a healthy mind. The phone charges without supervision. Trust replaces checking. Your nervous system follows this example, letting go of vigilance. Breath deepens as responsibility drains away. The chest feels open. Thoughts about missed messages fade gently. They can wait. Sleep recognizes this boundary clearly. The mind powers down. Night takes over quietly. Rest restores without instruction. In allowing things to recharge, wisdom whispers softly. You do not need to stay awake to be ready. Story 58. The book closed mid-page. The book closes softly. A page marked for later. The story waits without complaint. You rest it on the bedside table carefully. Nothing has been abandoned. Today asked you to finish many things. Now stopping feels respectful. A teaching recalls monks leaving teachings incomplete. Understanding unfolds over time. In the teachings, patience is a form of trust. Knowing wisdom ripens slowly. Your eyes feel grateful for the pause. Vision relaxes. Thoughts loosen their grip on narrative. No ending is required tonight. The Buddha spoke of letting understanding mature naturally, not forcing insight. The room grows quieter with the book closed. Attention withdraws inward. Sleep approaches like another chapter beginning, unwritten and gentle. Nothing important is lost by waiting. Rest completes what effort cannot. In closing the book mid-page, a truth settles calmly. Peace arrives when you stop turning pages. Story 59. The heater clicking on. The heater clicks on softly, then hums steadily. Warmth spreads slowly through the room. You notice comfort arriving without effort. The body responds immediately. All day, you adjusted yourself to conditions. Now conditions adjust to you. A teaching speaks of care arising naturally. Support appears when needed. The Buddha taught that ease supports clarity. Suffering grows where kindness is absent. Your muscles soften as warmth reaches them. Breath deepens. Thoughts melt under steady comfort. Urgency loses its grip. The heater does not rush its work. It trusts gradual change. Sleep senses safety in this warmth. The body releases vigilance. Nothing interrupts this quiet care. The night holds steady, in receiving warmth without effort. Wisdom rests gently. Allowing support is also strength. Story 60. The mind finally quiet. The mind grows quieter without announcement. You almost miss the moment. Thoughts slow. Then stop asking questions. Silence arrives naturally. All day, the mind protected and planned. Now it stands down. A teaching speaks of still water, reflecting clearly. Peace appears when movement ends. The Buddha taught that awakening includes rest, not striving endlessly. Your breathing becomes the only sensation. Even that feels distant. The body settles fully into the bed. No edges remain. Sleep opens like a wide, gentle field. You drift easily. Nothing follows you into this space. No concern survives the crossing. Night receives you completely. Awareness fades softly. In this quiet arrival, a final teaching rests. When the mind stops working, peace takes over. Story 61. The door closed with care. The door closes softly, fitting perfectly into its frame. The sound is gentle, almost reassuring. You pause, noticing how endings can feel respectful. Nothing is shut out harshly. Today required many boundaries. Some held too tightly. Now one boundary feels kind. A teaching tells of monks closing gates at night, not from fear, but from trust. In the teachings, protection and peace often walk together. Rest needs a safe container. The door does not worry about what remains outside. It knows morning will come. Your shoulders lower as the latch settles. The body recognizes completion. Thoughts about unfinished business soften noticeably. They no longer press forward. The Buddha spoke of wise restraint, bringing ease, choosing when to engage, when to stop. The room feels held, quiet, complete. Sleep senses the signal. You move toward the bed without hesitation. Nothing follows you urgently. In closing the door with care, a truth settles gently. Peace grows when you choose where the day ends. Story 62. The slow stretch before rest. You stretch slowly, arms lifting without strain. Muscles lengthen, then release. The body remembers how to unwind. It has waited patiently. All day, tension gathered in small places. Now it is invited to leave. A teaching recalls monks stretching mindfully at dusk. Movement, honoring stillness. In the body, awareness brings permission. Nothing needs forcing. You lower your arms gently, breathing out. The spine settles. Thoughts loosen their tight hold. Effort drains downward. The Buddha taught attention to bodily states, listening without judgment. Warmth spreads as circulation eases. Comfort deepens. Sleep approaches through physical honesty. The body leads the way. Nothing else asks for energy now. Rest becomes inevitable. In stretching without striving, wisdom whispers calmly. Release follows when the body is heard. Story 63. The house breathing at night. The house makes small sounds as it cools. Wood settles. Pipes whisper briefly. You notice how everything exhales together. No one is alone in resting. Today, you carried weight silently. Now even the walls let go. A teaching speaks of shared conditions. All things respond to change. The Buddha taught into being long before the word existed. Nothing rests alone. Your breath matches the house's rhythm. Slow, natural, unforced. Thoughts feel less personal now. They are part of larger movement. The room feels alive, yet calm. Support surrounds you. Sleep approaches within this shared quiet. Belonging deepens rest. Nothing needs watching over tonight. Everything knows how to settle. Darkness holds the structure gently. You are included. In sensing the house breathe. A truth settles softly. Rest comes easier when you feel held. Story 64. The clock finally ignored. The clock glows faintly across the room. You do not look. Time continues without your attention. It does not mind. All day, minutes demanded obedience. Now they move freely. A teaching speaks of freedom from counting. Moments lived, not measured. The Buddha taught release from grasping at time. Presence replaces urgency. Your breath deepens as numbers lose meaning. The body feels timeless. Thoughts, slow, without deadlines attached. They drift away. The night stretches wide and forgiving. No schedule follows you here. Sleep arrives outside of time. The mind stops tracking. Nothing important depends on awareness now. Letting go feels safe. The clock keeps glowing quietly. You keep resting. In ignoring time, wisdom rests gently. Peace lives where counting ends. Story 65. The bed receiving you fully. The bed receives your weight without adjustment. It has done this many times. You settle naturally, without searching for perfection. Comfort recognizes you. Today asked you to hold yourself upright. Now you are carried. A teaching recalls monks lying down mindfully. Even rest was known clearly. In the teachings, surrender is not weakness. It is trust in support. Your breathing deepens almost immediately. The body feels safe. Thoughts slip away like shoes left behind. They are no longer needed. The Buddha spoke of letting go completely at night, trusting the body's wisdom. Warmth surrounds you evenly. Edges dissolve. Sleep opens gently beneath you. Nothing resists. Awareness fades like dusk into night. Rest takes over, in allowing yourself to be fully received. A final truth settles. Peace comes when you let yourself be held. Story 66. The night air touching your face. The night air brushes your face softly through the open window. It feels cool, clean, and unconcerned with your thoughts. You notice how the skin responds immediately. Tension loosens without instruction. All day your face carried expressions meant for others. Now it rests, unobserved and free. A teaching tells of monks sitting beneath open skies. They trusted the air to meet them kindly. In the teachings, the body belongs to nature. It relaxes when remembered as such. The breeze comes, then goes, without attachment. Nothing asks it to stay. Your breath follows this quiet visiting, arriving fully, leaving completely. Thoughts thin out as sensation takes their place. Presence grows simpler. The Buddha spoke of knowing, feeling as feeling, not adding story or resistance. The room feels wider with fresh air moving through. Sleep notices the openness. Your face softens, jaw releasing its hold. Rest spreads downward. In letting the night touch you briefly, wisdom whispers gently. Peace arrives when you stop holding your breath. Story 67. The floor supporting every step. The floor feels cool and steady beneath bare feet. Each step is received without comment. You move slowly, sensing balance return. Nothing shifts unexpectedly. All day, you adjusted to changing ground. Now stability is simple. A teaching speaks of earth as constant teacher, always offering support. The Buddha taught mindfulness through walking, knowing each step completely. Your feet relax as trust grows. The body remembers gravity as friend. Thoughts quiet when balance is found. Awareness settles downward. The floor does not judge your pace. It supports all movement equally. You stop walking, standing comfortably still. Even standing feels restful. Sleep approaches through grounded awareness. The mind follows the body. Nothing wobbles inside this moment. Everything holds. In trusting what supports you, a calm truth settles. Rest deepens when you feel grounded. Story 68. The glass of water before bed. A glass of water waits within easy reach. Its surface is smooth and still. You take a slow sip, feeling coolness spread. The body responds gratefully. All day, thirst went unnoticed. Now care feels immediate. A teaching recalls monks drinking mindfully. Water received as gift. In the teachings, nourishment includes attention. Care deepens its effect. You swallow slowly, breathing between sips. Nothing is rushed. The glass rests again, half full. Content. Enough has been taken. Thoughts soften as the body is met. Urgency dissolves. The Buddha spoke of moderation, bringing peace. Knowing when enough is enough. Your mouth feels refreshed. The chest relaxed. Comfort spreads gently. Sleep edges closer. Encouraged by care. The night feels kind. In drinking with awareness, wisdom rests quietly. Peace grows when needs are met simply. Story 69. The shadows settling into place. Shadows settle into familiar shapes around the room. Nothing looks unfamiliar now. You notice how darkness organizes itself. Chaos never arrives. All day you managed shifting situations. Now things arrange themselves. A teaching speaks of observing without interference, letting patterns reveal themselves. The Buddha taught equanimity toward light and dark. Both belong. Your eyes adjust without effort. Seeing becomes softer. Thoughts lose contrast and urgency. They blend into background. The room feels calm and predictable. Safety grows quietly. Sleep moves in through steady darkness. No fear accompanies it. Nothing needs explaining in this light. Rest feels natural. Breathing slows. Body fully settled. Night holds steady. In watching shadows settle, a gentle truth appears. Peace follows when you stop rearranging the dark. Story 70. The quiet yes to sleep. You feel a quiet yes form inside the body. No words. Just permission. Resistance loosens without argument. Effort steps aside. All-day decisions demanded clarity. Now agreement feels simple. A teaching speaks of consent with reality. Suffering ends when arguing stops. The Buddha taught acceptance as deep understanding. Seeing clearly. Then, allowing. Your breath deepens as the yes spreads. Muscles soften everywhere. Thoughts dissolve before finishing sentences. They are no longer needed. Sleep arrives naturally. Welcomed without struggle. The body recognizes its moment. Nothing is being lost right now. Everything is being restored. Awareness fades gently at the edges. Darkness feels kind. In offering a quiet yes to rest, wisdom settles fully. Peace comes when you stop saying no. Story 71. The lamp turned low. The lamp is turned low, casting a soft circle of light. Nothing sharp remains. You notice how brightness can step back gently. It does not disappear suddenly. All day, your mind stayed brightly alert. Now it dims with relief. A teaching recalls the middle way of light, neither glaring nor dark. The Buddha spoke of balance as kindness to the mind. Too much strains. Too little confuses. Your eyes relax as shadows grow friendly. The room feels calmer. Thoughts soften with the lowered glow. Edges blur safely. The light does not resist being turned down. It serves the moment. Sleep senses the signal clearly. Night takes its place. Your breathing slows in dim comfort. Awareness drifts inward. Nothing asks for clarity anymore. Rest welcomes softness. In lowering the lamp, a quiet teaching remains. Peace grows when effort learns to soften. Story 72. The weight of the blanket. The blanket settles over you with gentle weight. It feels reassuring, not heavy. You notice pressure turning into comfort. The body understands this language. All day, responsibilities press down unevenly. Now weight feels even. A teaching speaks of containment, bringing safety. Boundaries can soothe. The Buddha taught refuge as something felt, not imagined, but embodied. Your shoulders drop as warmth spreads. The chest feels held. Thoughts quiet under steady pressure. They stop floating. The blanket stays without clinging. Support without demand. Sleep gathers beneath this simple covering. The body trusts. Breathing deepens naturally. Nothing interrupts. You sink slightly, completely supported. Stillness arrives. In accepting gentle weight, wisdom settles calmly. Peace comes when support is allowed. Story 73. The last thought drifting away. One last thought rises, then drifts off. You do not follow it. It fades like a boat leaving shore. Quiet returns. All day, thoughts asked for attention. Now they release themselves. A teaching speaks of letting thoughts dissolve naturally. No pushing needed. The Buddha taught, replacing grasping with awareness. Seeing, then releasing. Your mind feels wider without content. Space becomes restful. Breathing flows freely through open awareness. No commentary follows. The night feels vast and kind. Nothing needs naming. Sleep slips in through openness. It is unannounced. Awareness thins gently. Edges soften. The mind rests in simplicity. Peace deepens. In letting the final thought drift away, a truth remains. Rest arrives when you stop chasing. Story 74. The window reflecting darkness. The window reflects darkness back into the room. No view is needed. You see yourself faintly, then not at all. Identity loosens. All day, you were clearly defined. Now you blur safely. A teaching speaks of self as changing reflection, never fixed. The Buddha taught freedom through not holding identity tightly. Clarity brings ease. Your sense of self softens with the dark glass. No role remains. Thoughts about who you are fade quietly. Only presence stays. The room feels anonymous and safe. Nothing watches. Sleep welcomes this absence of definition. Rest deepens. Breathing slows without effort. The body continues. You disappear gently into rest. Nothing is lost. In fading from reflection, wisdom settles softly. Peace comes when identity rests too. Story 75. The night holding everything. Night holds the room without effort. Nothing spills out. You feel contained within larger, quiet. It feels trustworthy. All day you held many things together. Now holding is shared. A teaching speaks of the vastness supporting all beings. No one is excluded. The Buddha taught refuge beyond the self. Something greater receives you. Your breathing matches the depth of night. slow and steady. Thoughts dissolve into surrounding darkness. They are absorbed. The body feels small, yet safe. Rest spreads everywhere. Sleep settles like a deep lake, still and complete. Nothing moves urgently here. Everything has arrived. Awareness sinks below effort. Peace remains, entrusting the night to hold everything. A final teaching rests. You are safe to let go completely. Story 76. The chair, waiting quietly. The chair waits quietly beside the bed, holding nothing now. It does not complain about being unused. You notice how objects rest without purpose at night. They release their duties. All day, you carried roles carefully. Now even furniture is off duty. A teaching speaks of non-attachment to function. Things are more than their use. The Buddha taught seeing objects as they are, not what we demand. The chair does not measure its worth tonight. It simply exists. Your body learns from this example. You stop proving anything. Thoughts about usefulness loosen gently. Nothing needs earning. The room feels forgiving in its stillness. Sleep senses the safety. Breathing deepens as expectations dissolve. Rest feels deserved. You lie back without obligation. Just being is enough. In watching the chair rest freely, a teaching settles softly. Peace comes when worth no longer depends on effort. Story 77. The street finally quiet. The street outside grows quiet. One sound at a time. Engines fade into memory. You notice silence arriving gradually. It is patient. All day, noise asked for reaction. Now nothing demands response. A teaching speaks of calm following cessation. When causes end, peace appears. The Buddha taught that stillness is natural. It returns on its own. Your ears rest within the hush. Alertness softens. Thoughts slow without outside stimulation. The mind unwinds. The quiet feels wide, not empty. It holds you gently. Sleep arrives on softened sound. The body recognizes safety. Breathing syncs with the calm. Everything steadies. No signal interrupts the night. Rest deepens. In hearing the street grow silent. Wisdom whispers kindly. Peace returns when disturbance fades. Story 78. The book left unfinished. A book rests open on the table. Unfinished. Its pages wait patiently. You feel no pull to complete it tonight. The story will remain. All day, you chased completion. Now incompleteness feels gentle. A teaching speaks of letting tasks rest. Nothing truly waits. The Buddha taught release from craving for closure. Life continues either way. The book does not resent being paused. It trusts time. Your mind learns this lesson quietly. Urgency dissolves. Thoughts loosen their grip on outcomes. Space opens. Sleep comes easier without mental checklists. Rest feels natural. Breathing deepens as striving ends. Nothing follows you. The unfinished book remains peaceful. So do you. In leaving something undone, a calm truth settles. Peace grows when completion is not required. Story 79. The breath that needs no control. Your breath moves without instruction. It knows the way. You notice the ease of this movement. No management required. All day you directed effort carefully. Now effort steps aside. A teaching speaks of trust in natural processes. They function without command. The Buddha taught awareness of breath as refuge. Simply knowing is enough. Inhale arrives, then departs. Nothing is forced. Your chest rises and falls calmly. The body remembers balance. Thoughts fade as breathing continues. Presence remains. Sleep forms within this steady rhythm, uninterrupted. Awareness narrows gently. Rest takes over. You are breathing without trying. Peace deepens, entrusting the breath completely. Wisdom settles quietly. Letting go allows life to continue. Story 80. The night ending the day kindly. The night draws a soft line under the day. Nothing spills over. You sense closure without review. The day is complete enough. All day, you evaluated moments. Now evaluation stops. A teaching speaks of ending without judgment. Things conclude naturally. The Buddha taught letting actions settle into silence. Results unfold later. Your body accepts this ending gladly. Muscles release. Thoughts about today lose their shape. They fade gently. The night does not ask what happened. It simply arrives. Sleep follows this quiet conclusion. The body agrees. Breathing slows into depth. Awareness dims kindly. Nothing from today is needed now. Rest claims its space. In allowing night to end the day softly, a final teaching rests. Peace comes when you stop carrying yesterday forward. The night is steady now, holding you without expectation. Nothing more is needed. Your body knows exactly how to rest. It has practiced this for many years. Breathing moves slowly, like waves meeting a quiet shore. Each breath settles deeper. Thoughts no longer need to finish their stories. They can rest too. You are not behind, and nothing is missing. This moment is complete. Warmth spreads gently through your chest and shoulders. The jaw loosens. The brow softens. Sleep does not need to be chased. It comes when welcomed. You are safe enough to let go now, held by the night, supported by stillness. If awareness fades, that is perfectly fine. Rest is doing its work. And if sleep arrives softly, without notice, let it take you home.